Today I fucked up having my girlfriend's sister take our photo. Last weekend, I planned to go to the pumpkin patch with my girlfriend and her younger sister. The day before, my girlfriend and I were texting, and one thing led to another, resulting in me sending explicit pictures. The next day, I met them at my girlfriend's place, and we headed to the pumpkin patch. Once we got there, my girlfriend asked her sister to take a picture of us. I suggested we use my phone because it has better camera quality. I handed her my phone, and she took the picture. After she gave it back, I started scrolling through the photos and realized that the last picture I had taken was a photo of my meat. I immediately started panicking internally but tried to keep my composure. The rest of the day went on as normal, but I'm almost certain her sister saw the photo, and now I don't know how to handle the situation. Too long did not read. I went to the pumpkin patch with my girlfriend and her younger sister. I handed my phone to her sister to take a picture of us, but realized later that the last photo in my camera roll was an explicit one. I'm worried she might have seen it and don't know how to handle the situation. First off, don't say anything. This is not something that needs to be brought up. If something is said to you, apologize. You didn't mean to do it, so just be truthful. If you are really worried, bring it up with your so. If you both know what happened, then you can both be on the same page, and if it's ever brought up, then you have nothing to worry about. Never, ever, mention it or approach the subject. Maybe tell girlfriend, but that's it. Make a hidden folder for any not safe for work photos. My mother-in-law is notorious for scrolling through photos indiscriminately. If you opened it from lock screen straight to the camera, it doesn't show the photo album on most operating systems that allow that function. If you opened up the app after unlocking your phone, bad luck, dude. But she hasn't said anything, so she probably knows it's just an honest mistake. Only need to talk about it if she says something. Maybe tell your girlfriend though, for the sake of honesty. First question, what kind of phone do you have? I have an Android, and the last photo icon when opening the camera app is too small to be able to identify anything. Second question, did she just take photos or also go through your gallery? If she just took photos, I think you are in the clear. Many times people think that others notice things about them. My hair is frizzy, I have a stain on my shirt, etc. But when everyone is this scrutinizing about themselves, no one has time to focus on someone else's situation. I think you're clear. Do not say anything to anybody. Forget this. Move on. There is no situation to handle. Discussing it or even mentioning it will 100% be creepier than anything private that may, or may not, have been seen. Today I fucked up texting a friend if he wanted to come over to get naked. Obligatory happened yesterday, but found out about 2 minutes before typing this. A friend of mine is recently single, and we've had a flirtation for a while even when he wasn't single. He asked me to back off, and I have for the most part. He still flirts a lot with me, but that's his prerogative. I am not pushing it, but I was planning on asking him when we weren't at work or with other people where his head was at. We had tentative plans to hang out on our day off and get high and watch a horror movie yesterday. On Sunday he said that he was wrecked and had to update his CV, so he'll have to take a rain check on our hangout. I understood but was disappointed that I wasn't gonna have anyone to get stoned with. Monday noontime rolls around and I was done with my errands for the day, so I figured that I'd text him. That if he finishes early to let me know. If you finish your CV and want to hang out and get naked, let me know. I don't know if it was autocorrect or a mistake, but I absolutely and utterly screwed not only my romantic prospect but perhaps a friendship too. Too long did not read. Baked. I swear I wrote baked, not naked. Update. He replied with a joke and laughed it off. Not very exciting for you guys, but I'm happy enough. I mean, would take seconds to say you meant baked, no? Unless you do have enough interest in him, in which case you could run with it and see how things turn out. Oh shit lol, I meant to say let's get baked. Solved. So, I would say from the lack of response on his part, there isn't really a romantic prospect. If he was into you he probably would have replied, at least somehow. If you want to save the friendship though, I would just be honest and see how he reacts. But now you kind of know for sure he isn't into you like that probably. Sorry about that. Autocorrect is my worst enema. So what? Who's to say it wasn't a move to actually see where his head is? Life's short. If he ain't it, find someone to get stoned with and foo. Well, you know. I survived cancer last year, I don't wait anymore. Good luck to you. Just go with it and see what happens. Might turn out good. Today I fucked up by accidentally exposing myself cyber stalking my crush right in front of him. I 19 female have a crush on my 25 male coworker, and I don't know him well, but we do have short little interactions. I have no idea why I like him so much. I have these such intense feelings for him for a year already and found myself in limerence over him. For the past year, ever since we started following each other on Insta and liking my Insta stories, I couldn't help but everyday lurk through his Instagram followings and his LinkedIn account every once in a while. 2 days ago, I was playing my music at work but got bored of it, so I asked my crush for a song recommendation and he typed on my Spotify search bar his favorite song. However, it started with the first letter of his initial. I didn't think anything of it until I got home and retyped in that same song again. And when I typed the first letter of his initial, not only did his first name came up right up first but his full name came up multiple times from when I was trying to find out if he had Spotify last week so I could check out his Spotify playlist. I'm not sure if he even has Spotify, so the fact that his full name came up in my Spotify search bar is wild. After that incident, he just handed back my phone, didn't say anything, just continued with his task, then said bye, and left since his shift was over. I'm not sure if he did see his name appearing on my Spotify since it was the first thing that appeared and if I'm overthinking it, but it's 2 days later and I'm horrified right now and have no idea how to cope because that was so creepy and woke me up to a reality check to stop lurking him on social media. I'm now terrified to go back to work and don't ever want to face him again. Too long did not read. I asked my work crush for a song recommendation and allowed him to look up his fav song on my Spotify. However, the song started with the first initial of his name and the first thing that appeared was his full name multiple times. Now he knows that I've been lurking him on social media and I'm horrified to go back to work and see him. 1. Did he actually add the song? If he did, then he probably didn't notice and just added the song. 2. Make the first move, dudes love it. Just make a really cool first move with something that he relates to. 3. If he didn't add the song and just handed the phone back, you're fucked. Yeah, in this age he is absolutely disempowered from acknowledging you in any way, your age and the fact he is a coworker. You have 2 choices. Make a move, be bold and go for it. Breaks a major rule, e.g., don't $T where you eat, or. Pretend nothing ever happened, stop stalking him online and be respectful of your workmates. I recommend number 2 option. Take a moment to reverse the situation and ask yourself if a man who worked with you was silently cyber-stalking you, especially when the age difference was as significant as it is. Would you feel safe? Would it be appropriate, ethical? Good luck and happy, safe hunting. By the way, LinkedIn shows who looks at your profile. The whole cyber-stalking public or private profiles doesn't make sense to me. When I think stalking, I think leaving cryptic messages or actual weird shit. So you are going to add me, but then I'm not supposed to look at your profile? So what if I looked up your Spotify profile? Maybe I want to listen to your songs, and the easiest way for me to get it is your name. Even worse is a public profile. It's public. I'm not supposed to look at something this person wants to share? If someone searched my name to find my songs and we are cool, I'm not going to think they are a psycho. I added them. I think I'm too old to understand. If you're a guy, you'd be toast. Since you're a girl, if he likes you, this isn't bad. If he doesn't like you, it doesn't make a difference anyway. Also, I see people saying to acknowledge, confront the situation. Bad idea. Don't ever bring it up again. But this does sort of put it on you now to ask him out. Today I learned the word limerence and the definition. So you're practically a stalker? Today I fucked up by telling my cousin that the reason I am moving is because of her husband. TW. Sexual harassment. I, 23 female, have lived with my cousin Rose and her husband Dumbo, both 33, for over a year for economical reasons. We have had a lot of issues but I could handle them. 6 months ago I began to realize that Dumbo was looking at me more. I've always been sure to wear appropriate clothing in front of him and I've never even been without a bra outside of my room. Even so, I noticed that his eyes were going to other places constantly, like my boobs, ass or more below. I thought that it was just my imagination, but just in case I started wearing around the house oversized hoodies and sweatpants and nothing body-fitting. But I still noticed that when we would have conversations he would deliberately stare at other places. One night as I was lying on the couch laughing at a video on my phone, he came up to me, asked what I was laughing at, and before I could answer he bent down and put his head on my boobs at an angle he could look at the phone screen. I was in shock and I am ashamed that I just let it happen. That's when I knew I had to tell someone, especially my parents, but I didn't have the courage, so I stuck it out. More comments were made, but the one that disgusted me the most was when he said, "Hey, is it me or have your boobs gotten bigger?" I asked why the F he was looking at me that way and that he was so off for that, but he just laughed. I got the courage to tell my stepmom and dad and they were both shocked. They said that I needed to move out ASAP, and that I also needed to talk to Rose about Dumbo's behavior and I would also need to talk to Dumbo. It took a bit of pushing, but I finally got the nerve to sit down with Rose and tell her everything that had happened, and this was the reason I was moving. She said that she would talk to him, but in the end this was my problem with him and I needed to fix it. I thought that after she spoke to him he would come to me and apologize or say something at least, but that never happened. 2 days after I told Rose that I was expecting an apology on his behalf, and I was going to talk to him myself about everything. She said that would be useless because he said he was never going to talk to me again as he claims he did nothing and apologizing would mean him owning up to what I claimed happened, that both of them were going to wait until my dad was back in town so he could solve everything. He claims that I am just trying to put my family against him and ruin his reputation. I left to go to work after that, but in my mental state I forgot something, and when I came back I caught her talking to her mom, them talking about how they didn't believe anything I had said and that the three of them would tell my parents that I'm trying to divide the family. With 3 people ganging up against me, I am worried that they'll manage to change my parents' mind. I think I fucked up by bringing this whole thing up. I may have just ruined my whole relationship with everyone, possibly ruined a marriage, and in the end I'm starting to even doubt my own judgment on what could have just been a misunderstanding. I fucked up by not staying quiet. I'll update if it's requested. Too long did not read. I fucked up by telling my cousin and my family that her husband has been inappropriate towards me. My cousin and her husband are now trying to convince everyone that I am a liar. I may have just fucked up my relationship with my whole family. Stick to your guns. You don't need anyone who won't stand by you when you tell the truth. You know who they are now. Dumbo sucks and so does everyone else trying to cover for him and sweep it under the rug. Fuck M, you don't need M. Reddit got your back. You need to get out ASAP. Sticking around for a month also can be construed as, it isn't that bad. Couch surf with friends, just get out. Standing up for yourself is never a fuck up. If you were overreacting, he would have come to you and apologized. Instead, he's making himself the victim. He's a pig, and if your own parents take his side, F them all. You did good, sis.